All right. Cool. Hi guys, my name is Destiny. In case you don't know me, I'm a virtual assistant and approved vendor in BBB. I've been working online on social media for about 5 years now, and specifically on Pinterest for about 2 years. I consider myself pretty Pinterest savvy, and so I'm going to teach you guys everything I know about Pinterest so that you can learn it yourself. Okay, cool. So I was super extra, and I have this PowerPoint. It's gonna make it easier if I just read it to you. So we'll start with what is Pinterest? I'm not gonna blow this up because it's easier. You guys will get a copy of this to your email as well, so don't worry about jotting everything down. I'm gonna be sending you my notes and everything, so don't feel pressured to journal anything. So what is Pinterest? Pinterest, in my opinion, is the best platform to advertise your products on. Unlike other social media platforms, Pinterest advocates for small businesses and creators. Pinterest provides tools to ensure you succeed on the platform. Facebook and Instagram have algorithms that make it hard to grow, and it seems like the algorithm is stacked against you. While Pinterest has an algorithm that's pretty much guarantees your success if you do exactly what Pinterest tells you to do, and we'll get into that in a little bit. We will discuss how Pinterest can help your small business and the best way to use Pinterest to grow your audience and increase sales. So, why is Pinterest the best platform for small businesses? There's a few reasons for this. Firstly, Pinterest prides itself on being the platform where trends start and last longer. What this means is when you post on Instagram, for example, you get a few likes and comments within the first 24 to 48 hours of the post being up, and then you get virtually zero attention on the post. Pinterest is different. Trends last longer on Pinterest. For example, I have not posted on my personal Pinterest account in over a month, yet I still have over 2,000 monthly views on Pinterest. That means pins I made over 30 days ago are still being seen by a couple thousand people nowadays. That does not happen on any other social media platform. So this is great for you because it means the product posts you made 1, 2, or 3 months ago will still be getting attention today, and this enables you to reach a wider audience over a larger period of time. All right. Pinterest trends. Trends last longer on Pinterest. If you are lucky, you'll catch a trend on Instagram. But if you wait 3 to 5 days to participate in the trend, odds are you already missed it and will not get the full extent of participating in the benefit of a trend. A trend, for example, is a hashtag that's going around all of a sudden, or a sound for Reels, or a TikTok sound that's blowing up. Pinterest's slogan is literally the place where trends last longer, meaning the algorithm is set up to continue to pump out content for a trending topic for longer periods of time. As a small business owner, you have so much to worry about, and catching trends right when they happen likely isn't your top concern. With Pinterest, it enables you to benefit from the trend even if you aren't on the top of your game. And then this is my last point about this. I know it's a lot of text. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get the information to you because I feel like it's valuable. Pinterest will show your content to a larger amount of people than 90% of other social media platforms. If you have an Instagram that has between 50 to 100 followers, even if you post every single day, odds are you're only going to get between 500 to 2,000 monthly views, unless you're using Reels, of course, because those perform better. On Pinterest, if you can have 0 followers, and if you post every single day, as long as you follow the guidelines I'm about to show you, you will get a monthly audience of at least 10,000 views. The more people who see your products, the more likely someone is to place an order. Pinterest will pump out your content for you. The algorithm is not against you. I have clients, for example, who have 20 Pinterest followers and get over 100,000 monthly views just by posting consistently on Pinterest. You can post consistently on Facebook and Instagram, but you won't see that kind of growth that you're going to see on Pinterest. Pinterest is not oversaturating, meaning there's plenty of room for you to grow and people are more likely to see your items. And 2 more slides before we actually get into editing and working on Pinterest. Just hear me out. I promise it's going to lead somewhere great. So Pinterest tool. This part is super important. Pinterest is designed to help you out. Pinterest offers a tool section for you under the analytics. You'll find a drop-down menu that includes a trends link. Pinterest literally tells you what is trending. Pinterest updates this section all the time. Before you make a pin, you should always check the trend section. Scroll through it because this tool is for you to know what will get attention on Pinterest. This is literally my Pinterest cheat sheet. You will 100% be successful if you check the trend section and then make pins using what's trending. For example, if winter outfits ideas are trending, you should select some of your winter clothing items. If you sell shirts, I know many of us do. And make pins using the keywords winter outfit ideas, and your pin 9 out of 10 times will get more attention. This is what I mean by doing what Pinterest tells you to do. No other social media site offers you insight of what will be successful on the platform the way Pinterest does. So definitely use this to your advantage. My last point, I promise. Finally, Pinterest values quantity over quality. Now, you won't see Pinterest come right out and say this, but I have been working with dozens of Pinterest clients over the last 1.5 years, and I've noticed this trend. Pinterest will reward you for the number of pins you have rather than the quality of your pins. Not to say the quality does not matter. I'll teach you how to make a quality pin here in a few moments, but the more pins you have, the better. This makes it easier for small business owners because you don't have to stress about how great your pin is. You just need to get your pin out there. The more the better. I personally suggest spending 10 to 15 minutes a day on Pinterest, making 5 to 10 pins, and you'll start to see growth pretty immediately. All right. Now that we know why Pinterest is beneficial to your small business and a little bit of how the algorithm works, let's talk about how to set up your Pinterest. So this is my Pinterest. My personal Pinterest I just use as a hobby. It is not something that I use to sell or advertise my products. So like I said in the last one of the presentation slides, is I haven't posted on my personal Pinterest in over 30 days because I just use it as a hobby for my travel content. But as you can see right here, I have over 2.6K monthly views, and I haven't posted in over 30 days. So that's awesome. It means Pinterest is continuing to show my content, even though I'm really not focusing on it. All right, let's go back to the slides. Okay, we're going to talk about the steps of how to make a Pinterest account if you don't already have one. The first step is to simply create the account, and then you will want to make a Pinterest business account. Don't make a personal account. You need the business account because it'll enable you to have access to ads, analytics, and other useful things you'll need, including the trend section and then info about your audience and what pins are working and yada, yada, yada. We'll look at all that here in a couple minutes. After you made your account, you'll want to link your website in the bio. So for example, I have the link to mine right here. So whatever website, Etsy, group, whatever you are advertising your Pinterest for, you're going to want to include that in the bio. And then, going to the wrong pages. And then you'll want to also include a section about what your store is, what your store sells, or an about me section. Maybe you pride yourself on the size inclusive clothing line that you offer, but you'll want to include something like that in your bio just so people know who you are, what you're selling, what your Pinterest is about, yada yada. Then the next thing you'll want to do is connect your Pinterest to your website, and that's the last thing we're going to talk about, so hold off for that. All right. Now that we have Pinterest set up and your website linked, let's make a Pinterest board. All right, so I'm going to show you, just for beginners, if you've never used Pinterest before, how to make a Pinterest board. It's really, really easy. So you're just going to click on saved. It's going to load. Sorry about that. And you'll be able to see these are all my boards. Don't judge me. Some of them are funny. They're private. But you're just going to click this button right here, this little plus button. And it's going to ask what you want to create, a pin, an idea pin, or a board. You're going to create a board. You're just going to give it a name. For example, I'm going to give it the name Google Meet. And then you can check this to make this board secret. Only do that for your personal boards, like if you're saving recipes or something. If you're going to be saving your product photos in here, don't make it secret. You want everyone to be able to see it. You're going to click create, and it's that easy to make a board. Whoop, you're done. You can organize your board later, like change when you make pins, the you can alphabetize them or however you want. If you have OCD or something, this is great because you can make your pin or your Pinterest board look however you want, but it's that easy to make a Pinterest board. Now let's talk about creating the actual pins. So there's two types of pins you can make, a normal pin and then an idea pin, and we're going to talk about the benefits of each of those things. So a normal pin. If you've been on Pinterest throughout the decades, like I have, normal pins are what you're used to seeing. A normal pin is a landscape photo with a title, link, and description. These are currently the only types of pins that allow you to add your product link unless you have exclusive access to Pinterest's idea pin link trial. I'll talk about that in a second. These pins are great for promoting your products because buyers can click directly on your pin and Pinterest will navigate the buyer to your website. With normal pins, you'll want to add keywords to the description section along with hashtags to help the algorithm show your pins to your desired audience. I recommend using the full extent of characters that Pinterest allows you to add to this section. So let's create a normal pin. So to create a normal pin, the easiest way to do that is just click this create button up here and click create pin. And then I'm going to grab a quick photo off of my Etsy to show you guys how to do this. Here's my Etsy store. And I'm just gonna save the image. Save. Okay. So what you're gonna wanna do is start with the image. You can drag and drop it into Pinterest and cool. Update changes, that's the size I want it. Give it a title. For my pins, I usually just copy the title from my Etsy because I do Etsy CEO already in it, so there's already keywords. For the title, you can put anything. I do recommend trying to come up with some keywords and things that'll help the Pinterest algorithm find your product. So for example, if you sell, Western t-shirts, you might put the title of the specific t-shirt in it and also include things like Western style or boho outfit ideas or going out outfit ideas. Think of CEO like Google, for example. If you say you're looking for a present for your mom, think about what you would type in on Google to find that present. Whatever you type in is what other people are typing in, and that's the kind of stuff you should put in your title to help people find it. The next thing you're going to have is, this is the description section. You're allowed up to 500 characters. I recommend using every single character Pinterest offers. In this section, you're going to want to include keywords and hashtags. So I usually do about 1 to 2 sentences of keywords. So for example, this is a digital download interactive graphic. Sorry if I spell stuff wrong. I have dyslexia and sometimes it doesn't work out for me. You can use to increase engagement on your Facebook or Instagram accounts. And those are the 2 sentences I would leave, and then I would do a bunch of other keywords or a bunch of hashtags, blah, 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 until you fill up all 500 characters. And then the last thing for a normal pin is getting the link. So you would literally just copy and paste the link into it. The other thing you can do is you can choose what board you want it in. I want it in my Google Meets board. And then if you do want to, you can schedule it for later. I really don't think this section has any benefit or any negative reaction either. Pinterest isn't like an algorithm that focuses on what the best times to post on. Like maybe on Facebook you post every day at 6 a.m. and 5 p.m. because that's when your audience is on. Pinterest doesn't work that way. You don't really need to stress about what time or what day you're posting on Pinterest. The algorithm continuously just pumps out content. And so the most important things are going to be the keywords and the hashtags. I wouldn't necessarily stress about what time of day or what day of the week you're posting. You can use this if you want. I don't. Though a few times I have used it, I haven't really noticed any benefit for it. And the last thing you're going to do is click publish and then wait. The only downfall about Pinterest is how long it takes to load. It can be real annoying when you are a small business owner and you have so many social medias to keep up with and you want to post a few pins a day, but those few pins, I accidentally scheduled it, whatever. Those few pins take like, I don't know, 15 minutes to get up just because of how slow the algorithm loads. And so that's creating a normal pin. The next thing we're going to talk about is idea pins. Idea pins are fairly new to Pinterest, and just like all the other social media platforms, Pinterest is rewarding the use of idea pins because they offer video formatting, which I know is kind of discouraging to a lot of us because I know many people don't like using video formatting. It can be intimidating and a lot more work than just posting a photo, but Pinterest is rewarding video format just like all other social media is right now. Idea pins are a portrait photo or video that include a title and then a notes section. These pins do not allow you to add the link directly to your pin unless, like I mentioned earlier, you have the exclusive access to the idea pin links. That's only for brand new Pinterest accounts. So if you have a Pinterest account that's like a year old, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to have access to this feature. I don't even have access to this feature because my Pinterest account is older, which sucks. Eventually we'll all get access to it. It's a trial period. Pinterest is just testing linking idea pins, and so if you do want access to this, you are going to have to create a new Pinterest account, which sucks, but it is what it is. If not, eventually you'll get access to it when it moves out of a trial period. Pinterest is pumping out idea pins to a much larger audience than normal pins. If you want your product to get seen, I always recommend relying on idea pins more heavily than normal pins. Idea pins also implement the use of pin tags, which are a set in stone already made tag that Pinterest has created. You can add up to 10 of these tags so the algorithm knows who to show your pin to. So now that we have the information about idea pins, I'm going to show you how to make one. So we're going to click up here. We're going to create idea pin. Click this. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll just work with the same one before. I don't recommend doing this if your products are in landscape or these like Instagram square size photos, because I'm going to show you what's about to happen. When you drag and drop it, it blows it up. So like this is what someone's going to see, for example. You can edit it by dragging and dropping and like cropping it, but then you're left with this random like red space on the top and the bottom. So if you are going to make idea pins, I recommend working with your portrait style photos or videos, or editing your pictures to be in portrait mode. After you do this, you're just going to click next. You don't need to focus on any of that other stuff. It's just if you want to add like text to this red blank space, you can. That's all that is. And you're going to do the same thing as put the title. Again, I'm just copying and pasting mine because my Etsy already has CEO related title. Again, you would want to put keywords in the title area. So again, for me, engagement photo, interactive post for Facebook, post for Instagram, since this is an engagement digital download. But if you're doing t-shirts, again, you're just going to want to use keywords for those t-shirts. you're going to choose the board that it's going to be in. I am going to scroll down and choose my Google Meets board. And then this is the pin tags that I was describing. So unlike in normal pin, you can't add a long description or a bunch of hashtags to an idea pin. Pinterest only allows you to add 10 tags, and they're tags that Pinterest has already created and set in stone. So when you type here, for example, if I type in Facebook, nothing's going to come up because there's no tags for that. But if I type in graphic, sometimes it takes a second to load, or maybe let's do digital. There we go. So I get the list of tags that I have for this product. So I'm going to put digital illustration, and you'll just do it over time. You'll learn what tags are available for. I'll show you. I know most of you guys do t-shirts, so let's do that. Let's put outfit, for example, because you're trying to sell, I don't know, a cute beach outfit or whatever. So basically you can add up to 10 of these, no more than 10. Pinterest creates them. You can't just type in whatever you want like you would a normal hashtag on Instagram or on normal pins. You can only do these tag topics, and eventually, like, you just type in keywords like outfit, t-shirt, women's clothing, whatever keyword you're going to use, and Pinterest will give you the list of what's available. After you've done this for a few times, you'll learn what tags are available, and typically I just type them in because I know what will pop up. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the link. This is kind of a workaround to adding your link. Like I said, unless you have a new Pinterest account, you're not going to have access to linking your product in idea pins. It's only exclusive access to new accounts. So if you don't, we do it this way, which is you're going to add details, click that button, and you're going to click notes. And you're going to copy and paste and add the link to your product in the notes section. People are able to see what notes you have. If you weren't selling a product, people might put, for example, if you're doing a recipe pin, they might list out the ingredients you need in the note section so other people can see it. Because we are selling a product, we're going to put the note. What you can also do is you can add other keywords and descriptive words in the note section as well to help the algorithm pick up your pin. And then advanced options are just to show similar products to other people. You would click this if, for example, someone sees your shirt on Pinterest, they click it and they scroll down, and then a bunch of other shirts by other brand owners are going to be seen. You click that if you want, yes, like show people who click on my pin other people's creations. You would uncheck mark this if you don't want that option. If they click on your pin and they scroll down, you don't want to show people other things. I always do because I believe in community over competition, but that's entirely up to you. And then you're just going to hit publish. Again, Pinterest is going to take a hot minute to load, which is aggravating, but we get what we get. And once it loads, the pin will be up. You'll see it's right here, and then it'll appear on my home screen when I scroll down. Boop, boop. All right. Just a few more topics. Okay, keywords. Now, I know this part is intimidating to many of us. I know SEO and keywords and hashtags is something that takes a lot of time and is really aggravating to many of us. But Pinterest helps with that, unlike other platforms, and I'll show you what to do. So let's talk keywords and pins. I know this part can be tricky and intimidating. All social media relies on keywords and hashtags to know who to show your post to. Well, like I was saying earlier, Pinterest is one social media service that helps you out by making its newsletter. Check the trend section of Pinterest daily, weekly, and monthly to see what is performing well on Pinterest. Then do some research. Check other pins in those categories and see what competitors are putting in their titles and descriptions. Use keywords that Pinterest tells you to use, and use keywords that competitors are using on their pins. Pinterest is more of a search engine than a social media, so think of it like a Googler when making a pin. What would someone Google? For example, vacation outfit ideas, capsule wardrobe, classroom ideas, boho aesthetic. Whatever you think someone might type into Google is going to be the keywords you want to put on Pinterest. But anyways, let me show you how to access this trend section. So we're at our homepage of Pinterest. We are going to go to analytics, and right at the very bottom we see trends. We're going to click on this and wait for it to load. And then after we do, we see Pinterest trends. This is basically a newsletter that Pinterest updates continuously, constantly, to show us what is trending on Pinterest. I really recommend opening this every single day before you make pins to see what is working on Pinterest and what isn't, what's trending on Pinterest, what's likely to do well, yada yada yada. So we're going to scroll down. For example, right now, what's trending in the United States this month is Valentine's Day nails, dinner recipes. And we can continue scrolling to see all the things that Pinterest says are trending right now. And then we can see what their specifics. We can go into how well it's doing this year, this month, weekly, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, so that's basically the Pinterest trend section. Like I said, check it all the time to see if what you're pinning or if things correlate. For example, like if I was selling t-shirts, I think I saw winter outfits, New Year's Eve outfits, things like that are currently trending on Pinterest. So I would add them to your keywords. All right. Okay, now let's navigate Pinterest together. So as you can see on Pinterest, there's lots of buttons, lots of things to explore. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to show you guys how to navigate Pinterest, basically. And so let's start with this first button over to the left. We see business. We have our business hub and our home feed. Your home feed is just the area, for example, pins you liked, you tagged, you commented on. As you're going to see a lot of Matthew Good here because I'm kind of obsessed with that man. Yeah, it's just pins you liked, you showed interest in, what other people have created. You'll see them here. Really easy. And then we're going to go to, oh, we did home feed, my bad. Then we're going to go to business hub. Business hub is just a place for you to access your analytics on Pinterest. As you can see, my account, my monthly viewings, my followers, and my performance. I can see what pins are doing well. I can see how many people saved them, how many people clicked on the pins, how many people see them, resources. Again, Pinterest offers so many resources for you to help you grow. You can literally just go read all of these articles that Pinterest has made, and I really recommend doing it because it helps you understand how to make a good pin, how to make a trending pin, how to connect with your audience, all that, blah, blah, blah. And then if you created a new account right in this section where it says get starting creating on Pinterest, it's where you connect a website. As far as I'm aware, you can only connect your website other than Pinterest. Pinterest is a different thing. We'll get into that later. But you can only connect your website to Pinterest if you have a Shopify and then I think a Squarespace store. I know, for example, Square Up, which many of us use, is what I use. You can't. You have to be able to code your website to do this, and we'll get into that in a little bit. The create button, we already did that. Create a pin, create an idea pin, go live. We're not even going to touch that. That's new. Many of us don't do it. It's only for really if you have a lot of followers on Pinterest, because your followers are going to get your live notification. And it's the same as like going live on Facebook or TikTok or anything else. Okay, analytics, overview. It's going to take us to a similar page basically where it again breaks down all of our analytics. Really, you know, you've all seen this before if you have any type of business social media account. Don't really need to go into it too much. You just see how many views you got, your total audience, your engaged audience. Engaged audience just means people who clicked on your pin, clicked on your link, commented, saved, hearted, things like that. Audience insights, this is specifically for your audience. Who's watching? What country are they from? What gender? Blah, blah, blah. Things like that. If you want to use it, you can. Most people don't really rely too heavily on this. We're selling what we're selling, whether people like it or not. Conversion insights, I believe, is for ads, which I haven't ran any ads. So like if you pay to run an ad on Pinterest, for example, you're going to see, okay, how many how much money you spent on this ad and how many views you got or how many sales you got, blah, 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 things like that, which is nice to use if you're using ads. And then the trend section, which we already have been to. We're going to do ads. This is for if you pay ads. I'll explain what these are, but I'm not going to go into them because I don't pay for ads on Pinterest. Create a campaign is where you're going to go in, select a pin that you want to pay to promote and do it there. Promote a pin, same thing. Overview is basically your insights on the ad, like how well it did, how many views it got, reporting. Basically same thing, custom reports, just more into detail reports. Bulk editor, if you want to bulk edit a bunch of pins that you've paid for ads on. Conversion rates, who your audience is on the paid ads, your ad account history, how much money you've spent on ads, blah, blah, blah. Billing, the information you have for the card or bank account. Catalogs, and then recommendations for ads, catalogs, same thing pretty much. So we're not going to focus on that too much. And then let's go back to my page. Okay, we got this search bar. If you click the search bar on this page, it only allows you to search your pins that you've made. If you go to the home feed over here and click the search bar, you're going to see, be able to search pins all over Pinterest. The bell, same thing on every social media, tells you who followed you, who saved your pin, who shared your pin. Things like that, messages, who you're talking to on Pinterest. You can have conversations like you would on Facebook DM or anything on Pinterest. And then this is also just another section to tell you who commented, who said what on your pins, and you can easily respond to comments here in this section. And then we get into here. So add your account if you just want to connect another Pinterest to this account, you can do. Settings, changing your bio, changing your business info, your mailing addresses, blah, blah, blah. And then all of these down here are just info. So we really don't need to talk too much about them. But that's basically everything that's on Pinterest and how to navigate it. You can edit your cover photo by clicking on this, editing all of this by going to your settings, and then you see your scheduled pins here, and then all the pins you've already posted are just going to be on your home page scrolling down. You have to go to created to see the pins you created, go to save to see the pins you've saved from other people. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of nerdy stuff in here, Harry Potter, blah, blah, blah. I'm a nerd, leave me alone. Okay. Now, last thing basically about Pinterest, I'm going to talk about how to connect your Pinterest account to Etsy, and then I'll also explain how to do it if you have a Shopify store. I can't walk you through that because I don't personally use Shopify, but I'll go into detail about it. So to connect your Pinterest on Etsy, it's really easy. Just make sure on the computer you're using that you're logged into your Pinterest account. As you can see, I am. Then you're going to go to your Etsy, and you're going to go to Shop Manager. Wait for it to load. I don't use my Etsy much, don't judge me. I work on clients' Etsys all day. I don't work on my own. And then we're going to go to Marketing, and then we're going to go to Social Media. Okay, then we're going to click Social Accounts up here, and we're literally just going to click Connect Pinterest. It's going to pop up with the Pinterest account we're currently logged into, and we're going to click Give Access. Takes 2 seconds. Your Pinterest is connected. Now what's cool about this is from here you can do something like create a post, select one of the recent pins you've made, gone into, and click next. You can write a caption like, buy this cute engagement graphic set. And in here you would want to put hashtags, keywords, same as you would on creating a normal pin. This isn't for idea pins, this is only for normal pins. And you're going to click next and choose where you want it to, and then the board that you want it in. So I'm going to choose Pinterest, and then I'm going to choose the Google Meet board, post and continue, and then I'm going to click done. And Pinterest will basically have, or Etsy will have already automatically created a pin for you from your Etsy store. And it should be saved into here. It usually takes a couple minutes to load. Is this one it? Yep, right here. Cool. I made 2, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, it creates an automatic pin for you. Super easy to connect your Etsy and then create automatic posts from Etsy to Pinterest. Now we're going to talk about if you have a Shopify or another website. So we're going to go to home feed again. Right here is where you would connect it. So I don't have a Shopify to show you how to connect it. It is a pretty long process. It's going to tell you how to when you click on this and read it. It's basically, you have to, if you have a Shopify, download the Pinterest app on Shopify. You have to put like some coding in the header of your website, and then you have to become a verified merchant, kind of. So you can, for example, if you have a Shopify website, link it here, no problem, without going through any of those steps. But if you want Shopify to automatically post your Shopify products onto Pinterest, and as far as I'm aware, Shopify is the only website that will do it 100% automatically, no work from you. But if you want to do it, you have to become a verified merchant on Pinterest. You have to apply to become a verified merchant through Pinterest, and then it's basically up to Pinterest if you get accepted or not. There's a few things you have to do. Your refund, exchange, return policies all have to be easily accessible to find and up to Pinterest's standards. You can read some of those articles that I was telling you, Pinterest resources, about that to see if your policies match up with Pinterest. And then basically, as far as I'm aware, have like nothing copyright on your website, because Pinterest will deny you if you have copyright products. Like any social media, you'll get flagged. And then Pinterest will approve you. I have worked with a few people that have been like not approved. Pinterest just kind of, they do their own thing, unfortunately, and you can appeal that approve over and over again, reach out to people, ask why it's not been approved. I've had a few people tell me they haven't been approved because their refund process apparently wasn't easy enough to find, or they had a copyright flag. And if you go ahead and fix that or remove it, you can apply again to be an approved merchant on Pinterest, and it should approve you. The only benefit of being an approved merchant on Pinterest is being able to link it to Shopify, and Shopify will automatically post the products you have onto Pinterest, which is great, cool. You have a lot of pins out there. One thing it won't do though is how it posts your pin is it's gonna post your pin exactly how it is on your Shopify website. So whatever description you have for your product on Shopify will be what's in the caption of your pin. So I either recommend going to your Shopify descriptions and making sure you're using keywords and SEO type words so that Pinterest it'll pump it out and get a bigger audience. Or you can do what a lot of my clients do, is they allow Pinterest to automatically post pins, and then they go in every single week as well and make their own pins, duplicate pins of those products, but typing out hashtags and keywords into it just to get a larger audience. But yeah, that is basically how to use Pinterest, how to make Pinterest, or how to make pins, idea pins, and regular pins. I know it was a lot of information. I know I talked a lot. So basically I want to open up the floor at this point to talk about any questions you guys have about what we talked about. And any other questions about things maybe I missed or didn't talk about. I have a few questions that you guys wrote in the forum that you signed up for that I'll get to, but if you guys have any questions to begin with, feel free to shoot. And if you don't, that's okay too.
I have a question.
Yes.
I wrote it in the chat, but on the app, am I able to find the trend? Like, I know you did it from the browser. How do I find that on the app?
The app, I don't think you can. I've looked for it myself before, and I'm fairly certain, I'm looking at my app right now just to make sure. I'm fairly certain you have to use the computer to do that. I know, for example, okay, I'm gonna show this. Let's see if it's kind of white. But the search bar here at the bottom, if you click it, you're not gonna find the trend section, for example. But if you scroll down, you're going to see some things that are like shopping spotlights, things that Pinterest is saying is advertising and blah, blah, blah. I know it's hard to see on this because of the light. But I really recommend using Pinterest on the computer, and you have access to the articles, to the trends, and it loads faster in my opinion. But yeah, to access the trends, I think you can go to like www.pinterest on Google from your phone and find it, but from the app, I'm not aware of a way to do that.
Okay.
Any other questions? I have a few written out that I'll discuss here in a minute if you guys don't. Okay, cool. Okay, so a few people asked how to use Pinterest to increase sales and how to convert views to sales. And here is my answer. It's a bit long-winded, but increasing sales is up to you, not the social media platform. All a social media account can do is show your products to an audience. No social media account is going to sell your products for you. You have to be a good salesperson at the end of the day. Social media is a marketing tool, but you have to convince your buyer to buy the product. Ways you can do this on social media accounts is to tell your consumer why they need your product. People are more likely to buy if they feel a sense of need rather than want. Why would you want to buy your own product? Ask yourself that, and then give yourself a few reasons, and then make sure when you're creating a social media post that you include those reasons in one form or another. Another way to get buyers is to create a sense of urgency to buy your product. People like to feel like they are lucky that they grabbed your product, or if it's some type of privilege to have your product. Think of Pinterest as a tool to show the world what you have to offer, and then sell your product by being a good salesperson. And by being a good salesperson, just doing some of those things, telling people why they need it, why they're lucky to have it, kind of thing, in the caption, in the descriptions. But that's pretty much the only way to do it, other than like paying for ads. And I'm not a fan of paying for ads. That's not organic growth. I don't typically pay for ads. Some people see a large return on it. A lot of people don't. It's up to you if you want to test trial that on your own product. But yeah, just being a good salesperson at the end of the day. Pinterest is a tool for you to use, but it's not going to sell your products for you. You have to sell your own products by convincing people that they need to buy them. Another question was, are there certain things that work best on Pinterest? For example, photos, videos, real life photos of your products, mock-ups, blah, blah, blah. You're probably not going to like hearing this either, because I know video creation is scary for many of us, but just like any other platform, videos are performing the best right now. That's not to say pictures won't work either. Pinterest is for anyone. So your pins will perform well if you have photos instead of videos, but typically the most reach that you'll get is if you're leaning heavily on videos. As far as mock-ups and real life photos, I don't think that matters as much. If you can create something really cute in real life, then I would do it. If your real life photos are, for lack of better words, kind of funky, then I would stick to using mock-ups. But the most important things are going to be your keywords and your hashtags. Another person asked, I have a Pinterest account. Is there a way to have Syncologic connect and post for me? No, you cannot connect Pinterest to Syncologic. You can connect Pinterest to Shopify, like I mentioned earlier, and go through the verified merchant process. Once you get approved as a verified merchant, Shopify will automatically post your products onto Pinterest. If you have active products from Syncologic on your Shopify, then those ones will post too, but you're connecting to Shopify, not the Syncologic app. But those were the only questions I really received. If you guys have any more, I'm happy to go into them. Otherwise, that's pretty much all I have for you. We good? Yeah? Just want to make sure.
Destiny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
For doing
Cool.
this.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, you guys, like I said, will get an email with the PowerPoint, with typed out notes I have, and then a link to this video in a couple hours once the video is finished uploading on YouTube. But yeah, thanks for being here, and it was really nice to meet you all in person, and I hope to see you in the next meet. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a TikTok one because that's what was highly requested when I did the forum. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next month. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.